Have a look at these students and what they're chanting here about burning Tel Aviv to the ground. Ami, your response to all that? I mean, that last group was chanting for Hamas.
I mean, look, at a certain point, words start to just fail us, right? I mean, what we're seeing here is so egregious, so disgusting. And again, this is not people being critical of Israel. This is open anti-Semitism calling for the destruction and killing of Jews, right? I mean, Rita, you remember my video where I went to a college campus here in the US with hidden cameras, and I raised money to murder Jews across America. I raised money from these lunatics, from these evil lunatics, to kill Jews, blow up Jewish schools, blow up Jewish hospitals. This is what we're dealing with. And Rita, I want to make another point on this, because I think what some people may fail to grasp this very clear axiom, which is that the people who hate Jews in Israel, you know who they also hate? They hate America. And if you did a Venn diagram of the people who are anti-Israel, the people who are protesting in these campuses, and you ask them the same question, do you hate the United States? The Venn diagram, the two diagrams with the exact same circles. They are burning American flags there too, by the way. That's also flags that are being burned. So you're talking about an institutional problem that these universities have. And by the way, you know whose fault it is? The university's fault. These professors, these administrators have been feeding these students garbage for years. Garbage in, garbage out. What do you expect? Look, that NYU student, I mean, I thought NYU was hard to get into. She's a clear moron, right? This is what the problem is. They're literally stopping Jews. These people are stopping Jews from entering the university campuses, from going to classes. How this is legal and how they are not. Look, the police have been called to some campuses. They have to clear all of them out now, and they have to expel them from all of these campuses. Expel them, Rita.
Well, that's what's happening in Texas, even in lefty Austin. The authorities have gone in and they've been quite swift in getting into action there. Before you go, I've got to ask you about the border crisis. It's a topic we speak about just about every week, and it must be particularly bad because even NBC is reporting on it. And they are talking about illegal immigrants coming from far and wide into the US from that southern border, from African countries and from China.
3 years ago, 689 Chinese migrants crossed the southern border. Last year, that number soared to over 37,000, part of an explosion of migrants coming here from all over the globe. Currently, most migrants are released into the U.S. to wait often years for asylum hearings. Critics say that encourages migrants to come, and President Biden should change course through executive action.
More than 37,000 from China, and that doesn't include the ones who come undetected. Why are they coming through that southern border? And I guess when you have more than 2 million coming in every year illegally, 37,000 doesn't seem like a lot. But why are Chinese immigrants crossing illegally?
If people don't realize, they're the fourth largest minority group moving into the U.S. across the border. They're actually the fastest growing group among the people coming across the border. And that's a great question. Why? Well, I'll tell you this, that the CCP, the Chinese government, passed a law a few years ago that says it compels, a national security law, that compels any Chinese living in another country must report and spy if asked by the Chinese government. And actually, over the last 20 years, more than 40% of all the spies arrested in the U.S. were private citizens that were compelled to spy for the Chinese. So, look, am I saying all 40,000 are spies? I'm not saying that. Am I saying a certain percentage are spies? Absolutely. You better believe it.
Yeah. Ami Horowitz, thank you so much for your time this evening.